What happens when Hollywood decides they should take It's a Wonderful Life and turn it into a horror movie?
You'll find out very soon that it's just flush the toilet.
Find out next on Trees in Space. So, welcome everyone. In case you missed the thumbnail, this week we watched the horror comedy It's a Wonderful Knife. I'm Jason, along with Nate. And before we get into this, thank you for being here watching us. We know you have options to watch anything else, but when you decide to watch us, we appreciate it. And if you don't mind, please do us a favor and feed the algorithm monster, which means, yes, subscribe, comment, at least say we suck. Say something. It really helps us. It helps us know what you want to see, and it betters our content. But that out the way, Nate, did you appreciate this movie?
Did I appreciate the movie? Sure. This movie made me angry. I sent you a Snapchat, at least 2 of them, telling you how much this movie made me angry. And first of all, what is the matter with you?
Are you talking like today or like in general?
You watched this movie on your own accord, and then you were like, hey, Nate, you should watch this.
No, I gave you an option between this and the other movie that I watched on my own accord, and I promise you this was the better of the two.
Wow. I almost want to watch the other one just because I want to see how much worse
How
can
to
worse
Have
get.
Sex. The other movie was How to Have Sex. So in case he does watch it, we may actually preview it on this show. But to give the viewers an idea what the movie's about, basically someone psycho killer was killing people on Christmas Eve, and Winnie Carruthers, the main actress, kills the person and stops the murders. But then a year later,
they could have ended the movie right there.
That's why the movie's gonna be over. But then a year later, everyone seems to forget it happened, and she's all crushed, whatever, and everybody treats her like garbage, even though it was a little extreme. But treat her like garbage. So she goes, "I wish I was never born." It's a Wonderful Life. And of course, the Aurora Borealis said, "Okay, boom, you're never born." And of course, she goes back to her alternate universe where she's never born. So the killer's killing everyone more. So she has to stop the killer again. And her brother's dead, and her best friend don't know her, and just like It's a Wonderful Life. And she has to go back to her own reality. That's basically the movie. Great premise.
Oh my god. Who wrote this trash?
I don't know. I don't writer on
I
here.
noticed you don't have it on here, but
no, because I don't want hate mail going to the writer.
This movie was horribly written.
It was the worst written movie I think I've seen in a while.
Like, I liked Stray's storyline more than this movie. And the acting in The Dogs was better than the acting in this movie. This movie,
exception to that.
This was start to finish not good. I loved Jason Long in this movie. Justin Long, yes, thank you. Justin Long absolutely crushed that like Silicon Valley prick. He reminded me. Oh, you haven't. The guy in Righteous Gemstones. There's an arrogant pastor on there. He's very he's got a spray tan. His hair is ridiculous.
Isn't that the movie with Adam Sandler?
No, it's a TV series with John Candy.
Oh, that's right.
But I'm sorry, but this town, I firmly believe, would not. Where did they get all the crack?
Well, yeah, because the thing is, in the show, the movie, when she's alive, everyone's partying and smoking dope.
But smoking weed, smoking weed and drinking alcohol.
Yeah, no. Typical teenager stuff, but for some reason, because she's not born, the whole town becomes
now on crack.
I'm like, why? I don't understand. It's like because she's such a positive person, the whole town turns that way. See, the thing is, in It's a Wonderful Life, it made sense because they built up the whole movie was before he goes back in the order switches, and then the last like 20 minutes is him seeing the alternate life, and that's great because that's what you have to do because immediately he knew and he tries to go back. This is the opposite. 20 minutes of building up the characters for an hour of her in the other part of the other universe without her being born.
The first like 20-30 minutes of this movie, great, fantastic. Until the first death scene, until she kills the killer, the movie is perfectly fine. Like Joel McHale, acting is perfectly fine. Everybody's acting is perfectly fine. And then when she all of a sudden, like you fast forward to the year later, it's like everybody just decided that they weren't gonna know how to act. Dad gets her a pink tracksuit, and the aunt is a lesbian. She has a woman partner.
So many LGBTQ.
And then somehow the brother is gay, and he's got a partner, or partners. Yeah. He's very open, and
she
everybody
ends up being gay at the end of the movie.
Yeah, and like the pink tracksuit that, and Joel McHale's like, oh, you're gonna need it soon. And then she wakes up, out of her flashback of no life, and then happens to actually be running to her now lesbian lover. And as soon as they fucking made out, I was like, fucking called it. I knew it. I just like, I was waiting for them to kiss the whole time. I was like, God damn it, just fucking make out already.
It's like, can we have a movie? And there's nothing against the LGBTQ because gay people, whatever. But can we have a movie where a man and a man can be just close without being sexually attracted? Can a woman and a woman be best friends and do stuff for each other without a sexual kiss? Or why does that have to evolve to that every movie lately?
I don't know, but the LGBTQ plus dynamic of it, like the relationships, no problem. I believed all of the relationships. I believe that, though, her mom, Winnie's mom, complete alcoholic and whoring around with random guys, and dad doesn't care because their son died.
I think they were all zombies. At the end, they were showing them all being like zombies.
Right. But how the fuck did they become zombies?
Because she wasn't born, and she stopped the zombie apocalypse from happening to the town. It was disjointed and crazy, but it was so much fun. I mean,
where?
It isn't meant to be like
the fun.
Where is the fun?
Who should I turn to? Where is the fun?
Every part, the kills are great. The murderer, his clothes, the white stuff, the splatter with the knives, and some of the kills were kind of basic and all, but
the murders were awful.
What?
All of the murders were awful.
Oh, I loved him. I loved the hit and the blood splattered all over his face like it's supposed to. And I mean,
when old dude got his neck slit open, you could tell, like he just like rubbed underneath his chest or like 4 inches away from it. There was no blood. There was no gurgle.
Okay, see, that's one bad kill for a whole movie. He killed like 10 people, I think, in the whole thing. But what was I going to say about, did you know, because I know you're not a Friday the 13th fan, but in the Freddy versus Jason movie, the aunt in this movie, the gay aunt, she was one of the main characters in the Freddy versus Jason. She was the one who got drunk inside the cornfield and passed out. And, so I knew that fate. But, yeah, I can't defend this movie.
The aunt, favorite character in the entire movie.
Absolutely. Yes, I didn't like the son. I didn't like the father. I hated the mother. Liked the aunt. I didn't mind the main character. I liked the geeky. And the geeky one or the misfit.
The weirdo. Like when she's at the party and they're like, "Why do you keep showing up?
Why does she keep showing up?"
And it's like, is nowadays parties are all inclusive, but you just get to be bullied there. Like, you get invited. You're
Right.
welcome to show up, but we're going to make fun of you when you're there. Because back when I was a kid, you just didn't get invited to the party.
Right. You didn't know about exactly. And they say that if she was never born, her boyfriend at the time, who was cheating on her with the girl,
Her
they would have
friend.
got together 2 years earlier, been dating for 2 years and in love. So good things were happening with her not being alive too. It wasn't just bad things.
The only thing, and like, she had to not be born to like have a conversation with an outcast. Like, even that whole part was weird.
Yeah.
And then they played It's a Wonderful Life in the movie theater. But best line is when Winnie tells her aunt that on Christmas she wore a thong and she sat on a frozen thing and she blistered her ass or something like that. And the aunt was like, I always knew that thong was going to bring our family back together or something like that. I was like, okay, that's funny. Like, that was like, okay, I love this aunt. Like, I want this aunt in my life. This
And
is
the
the
aunt
greatest
obviously
person
believed
ever.
her too, because
Yeah.
come in and I thought that was a very good scene. And we talk about the acting being kind of stale, but the scene where she finally gets to talk to her dad, and her dad don't know he's a dad, in his study, talking about the loss of his son.
Mhm.
That was good acting.
That was a
Like,
great scene.
that
I
was
will agree with that. Yeah.
that was a highlight of the movie as far as acting go and writing going, because that was good writing. And I think someone somewhere wrote that scene and said that's a good scene. Well, and had the idea of this whole universe thing, like Back to the Future, not Back to the Future, but It's a Wonderful Life, and said we're gonna make a movie, out of a 2 minute scene or a 5 minute scene. Or we can
I
stretch it
think
out to 87 minutes. We can do that.
that scene was probably the only scene that was written in AI. I wanted this movie to work. It was just bad.
It was okay.
At least the one thing it had for it is it was chronologically correct.
And
Like, everything happened in the correct sequence. You know, there was no jumping around and what
Right.
may have happened to what may not have happened. Like,
And-
at least that was good.
that's true. And nobody. It was weird to me that when she first saw that one kill in the new life or the new world, and the cop who's the brother, the killer's brother.
Fuck.
Oh, now that's ruined it because it's Justin Long's the killer, kind of. But you have to watch her. And the point is, he goes, "Oh, the angel," and you go, "Yeah, okay. Well, we got another angel killer. Kills one every 2 weeks." They don't have the FBI involved. They don't have.
Yeah, the National Guard's not coming in. Like,
you kill.
oh yeah, this one town has a murder every 2 weeks, and we're just gonna leave it be.
26 murders in a year. I'm pretty sure everyone's involved in this thing, and I know that he has control of stuff, but word would have gotten out.
And when she's at the party, when she becomes no one, and the mayor comes on the screen and says, "Well, somebody else got murdered," and everybody's at the party, and the murder happened at the party.
At the party,
How
yes.
the fuck did the mayor know that this one guy that happened to be cracked out of his fucking mind got murdered?
Okay, the more you talk about, the worse it becomes.
You don't have a better bad idea than this?
This is the best bad idea we have, sir.
Like, how did he know? Like, he just called himself out. And then he's like, I'm the white angel. I'm the savior this town needs. Bitch, obviously not. If somebody's getting killed every 2 fucking weeks by an angel. Like,
I mean,
just because he enjoyed having people murdered, he was killing people.
Yeah.
Like, it became for thrills.
right? Because initially
Because
it was
she never stopped him.
right, but if she wasn't there to stop him, then would she have been there to
And
even?
seriously,
He started to begin with. Would he had killed anyone to begin with? Because she wasn't there, so why was he killing people at the party that she wouldn't have been at? Because it changes everything if she's not born, not just him killing someone. Because she wouldn't have been there with her girlfriend, the daughter of the first guy he killed, and the daughter. she wouldn't be there with her. So
No.
I don't know. It's you know what? Let's
And-
just move on. Go ahead. You got something else to say?
I was gonna say, it's gone.
Okay, well, Rotten Tomatoes gave it 55%.
That's
Shocking.
generous.
Well, the audience, which is you and me, gave it 72%. Because
They had to have been on something way stronger than I was last night.
well, you're supposed to be on something, crazy to watch and love these movies because you're supposed to. So, let's go with the first 5-star review. Storm Coleman. Okay, so was it cheesy? 100%, but I love this movie. It was so fun. The kills were actually good, and I enjoyed the story. See, I agree with Storm. You look like you're getting a headache.
This 1-star review or less comes from Brian L. One of the worst films this year. They combined a generic horror movie with a generic Christmas movie and somehow screw up both ideas. It's not scary, it's not funny, and it's not worth your time. I agree with you, Brian L. That is a very accurate depiction of this story.
Short, sweet, and to the point. That's I don't know. Maybe. Okay. I like the idea. They fumbled the snap. They just did. They fumbled
The quarterback was behind the left tackle.
They were on a baseball diamond.
Like they weren't even they were completely out of sync in that play.
Okay, next 5-star review. Jeff F.A. This is the lesbian Christmas horror movie we never knew we needed. It's really funny with some really good splatter. After all, what's a good Christmas horror movie without splatter? 5 stars. I didn't know we needed a lesbian Christmas horror movie. I didn't think.
I didn't know Hallmark didn't already have a lesbian Christmas horror movie.
One of these reviews was said about Hallmark, and it was great, but it was so long I didn't put it on here. But
Daniel C says Mikhail and Long are great. The other actors are fine, and the jokes are meh, and everything else is an incoherent mess. It fails as a horror movie, fails as a holiday movie, and fails as a movie in general. Yeah, this is again
in general. I mean, yeah, it's I still don't get the zombie part. That was.
And how is there like 12 people in the town?
Yeah, and what's he the governor or the mayor of? There's no. I mean, how was that? It was a big looking town from the sky.
It's a huge town, but only 12 people matter.
Yeah, I know. He kills people in front of folks that are naughty and nice. James A. Cute movie, mixture of slasher, comedy, fantasy, and a bit touching. I found it scarier than Five Nights at Freddy's. I've not seen that.
Yeah.
Well acted and moved right along. Seems like it should be doing a little better at the box office than it is. Was it actually the box office?
I don't know, but I will agree with the statement. The movie moved along.
Yeah.
It didn't stay in one spot for very long. It kept going. It got there. It ended. Thank God. And it wasn't a 2-hour movie. It was a little long. It could have been an 80-minute movie. Craig D, this was stupid. Mix of Happy Death Day and Scream. It says horror comedy, but there is nothing to laugh at. The acting was terrible. The movie is just boring and awful, with everything predictable all the way to the ending.
Except for the twist that you mentioned.
Yeah, that was the only, I legitimately thought it was the mayor the entire time.
Yeah, I just, there was just a lot of, I just don't like the relationship between the main character and Bernie. I don't think it needed to turn to a romantic one. I don't think that was important. But
I liked it. I thought it was cute. I didn't mind it. That was to me a refreshing part. Like, I'm glad that the cheating boyfriend and conniving best friend were fucking on the side. for over a year, and lo and behold, like they were meant to be together, and they're super cute
Right.
together. And Winnie just figured out that she doesn't need a man, and she can use a woman in her life that is awkward and cute, and
But
it worked. I loved it. Everybody had a happy ending.
But it didn't need to happen. So it just, I mean, like I said, can a woman and a woman just be friends? Is that okay? Can you be a supportive woman, a best friend, and not try to get in that girl's pants? See, girls are trying to do it to girls, and people complain that guys try to do that to girls. Shut up. So, oh Lord. So, the WTF? Wow, that's funny. Keaton. This was the movie I've ever seen.
This was the movie I've ever seen. It's a fact. This movie was ever I've seen.
I my take on it. You know my take on it. I thought it was perfectly fine. I mean, it's no Thanksgiving. Don't get me wrong. It's no Thanksgiving. There's no Happy Death Day. It's no Totally Killer. But you know what else? It's not. It's not a Christmas movie.
Not a Christmas movie.
It's not a Christmas movie. It takes place during Christmas.
Right. I think the acting was fine for the most part. Like you said, the ant was the highlight. Justin Long's teeth was the highlight. He did a great job. Justin Long does great in everything he does, I think. Because of Justin Long, because of that one scene, and because I think Birdie is a cutie pie, and I love her to death, because I think she stole the movie. I'm going to give this a tree and a stump.
This movie made choices, and they stuck by those choices. The script was one of those choices that they decided to stick to.
They didn't alter it at all.
No. Justin Long was spectacular when he was on screen. The aunt was spectacular when she was on screen. But no, it couldn't save this movie. This movie is a stump.
One stump.
This is a movie that I will never, ever want to see. I would not recommend this movie to my worst enemy. This movie was awful. Like, I lost respect for Joel McHale in this movie. And I didn't have a lot for him as an actor, but after seeing this movie, he may be one of the worst actors I've ever seen. This is just that bad.
Well, I will say two things I'm pretty sure about this movie. Pretty sure it's an Amazon movie. I'm pretty sure it's made in Canada. But a bunch of Canadian actors. So everyone, thank you for watching and listening to our review of It's a Wonderful Knife. Always listen to my opinion on movies because it's always correct. Nate is sometimes correct.
Except for this movie.
We thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment. Please interact with us some way. And every Monday we drop another one of these wonderful reviews for you to watch. Thank you.